Welcome to Fulham Fix. We're joined by a very, very important player today. It is Black History Month, so it felt right to bring in our first ever black player for Fulham. An incredible man, Stan Horne, and he had some great stories, didn't he?
He really did, yeah. Not only the first black player for Fulham, but for Man City too. And he played in Fulham teams with Johnny Haynes, with George Cohen, with loads of greats between the 60s and the 70s, like amazing time in Fulham's history. We talked about playing, they trained at Richmond Park.
Again, I mean, you think you know everything about certain players, or certain eras and stuff, and you go, I think most of us would know most about things like Johnny Haynes and stuff. But like you said, he ends up throwing sort of bombs at us like, you know, the fact that training took place in places like Richmond Park, right?
Yeah. So it's a real insight into that time and a man who has a really special place in Fulham history and football history, actually. Here's Stan Horne.
Stan, welcome to Fulham Fix. First up, I feel so underdressed right now. You look so sharp.
You do.
Probably the sharpest dressed guest we've ever had on the podcast. So thank you very much.
Thanks for that. But I was undecided what to dress. I asked my son last night what he was putting on. He said he was putting a jacket and jeans on. I thought, I'm going back to the club that I used to be captain of, and I've got to make some sort of impression. So that's why I put my best suit on for you.
Well, look, you've done that. You look very sharp indeed. How's it feel to be coming on the Fulham podcast? You know, a team that, like you said, you're captain for. Yeah. Obviously, the history there, first black player for. You know, how does this feel?
I'm excited to be back here, to be honest. It's, I'd say, next to City now, Fulham, I always look for their result because I've still got a place in my heart for Fulham because although I enjoyed my time at City and I played with some fabulous players and I thought it was going to be a wrench leaving Fulham, but I had to at the time, circumstances. Joining Fulham was like a breath of fresh air for me because people down here made me so welcoming, and I just couldn't get. It wasn't quick enough to get to know the players and get started because I knew there were some fabulous players here when I came. I thought leaving Colin Bell and Franny Lee and Mike Summerby and all the Tony Buck and Neil Young, I thought, where am I going to go now? Yeah. And I came to Fulham and I thought Fulham had as good players, to be honest. Yeah. Because I came and George Cohen was still playing. Yeah. I think Johnny Haynes was still playing. A legend. Cliff Jones, Les Barrett. I could go right through the team, and they were all top class players. So I thought, well, it's just like jumping into the ship again, getting started again.
Joe, it's so funny hearing you reel off those names because just before we went on there, we were talking about training that came up, and we talk about all those names that you just reeled off as sort of mythical figures of Fulham history. But it's funny how that clashes with the memory of the reality of it because we're doing this at Motspur at Fulham's training ground, and I asked you very naively, is this where you trained with Fulham back in the day? But in those days, there wasn't training.
No, not at all. No, I thought there might be some sort of training ground when we arrived, but a lot of clubs didn't have a proper training ground in those days as such. Now they've all got academies and this, that and the other.
Were you leaving City, did they have one or?
They didn't have an academy, no.
But a training ground though?
We had a training ground.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was at Cheadle, just outside of Manchester.
Okay. And
we trained there most days or on the pitch at... what was it called now? Main Road.
Yeah, Main Road.
Main Road. Yeah.
Yeah, but as regard coming to Fulham, it was a bit of a surprise really because there was no training facilities as such, apart from running around the track at Craven Cottage, playing games obviously on the pitch. But then if we needed to train away, we used to go in nearby Richmond Park. and set up a space there where we could do the tactical talks and stuff. And clear the deer out of the way so that we could get a
so good.
I might be exaggerating. No, I'm not.
Who was charged with that?
Not exaggerating at all. It was actually like that, and I was absolutely flabbergasted by the lack of amenities. But we somehow got by and. we just enjoyed training in the places that we were.
Did fans ever cotton on to this? And would you get the Fulham fans coming and watching you guys sort of train amongst the deer or anything?
No, there were never any fans. There might be the odd lady walking a dog. No spectators, because they wouldn't know where we were. We could have been a couple of mile down there and a couple of mile up there.
Yeah, right.
Just wherever. Remember the manager was called Bill Dodgin.
Right.
At that time, he signed me, and he would just go out on a scouting mission with his Gray. What was his name? I can't think of his first name now. His sidekick, anyway, to go and find somewhere so that we could set up a training area.
No way.
And that's how it worked.
Wow.
I'm sure that's how I remember it. Maybe some of the, well, I don't know if there's any more players of my age still knocking about. I hope there are. And they might remember it different, but that's the way I remembered it. No training facilities at all.
And when we were talking about this, there was a bit of a throwaway comment about jumpers for goalposts.
Yeah.
How is there any truth in that? Cut some jumpers down and
jumpers. We would find something. We would find something to do the goalposts, and obviously they weren't proper goalposts. It's just if it went inside whichever post you put down, that was a goal.
Posting in, yeah.
And sometimes if it went
10
foot in that, it's still we would debate whether it was a goal or not.
Imagine that. Stop it, debate. Go. No, that was dipping. It's definitely dipping. Would have gone under.
No VAR for those.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
they would have spent a long time.
Probably just get overruled by Johnny Haynes.
So was he the sort of alpha in the pack? Did he rule?
Yeah, I think he liked it because I think he'd earned that right over the years. Captain England, playing for England, I don't know how many times. An absolute tremendous footballer. But the other side of John was because he could do all this miraculous stuff. He expected everybody else to be able to do the same, like these top players.
Expected high standards.
And sometimes he would get a bit annoyed because you couldn't reach those standards. But hey-ho, we used to get by. But I still loved playing with John. And not that many games, but I love the games I did play with him because he was a fantastic person as well.
That's really because I've heard those stories, but never with someone who actually played with them. But that was one of his hallmarks was being frustrated with players when they gave the ball away. Wouldn't do it.
Most genial players are like that because they expect you to be as good as what they can do. It doesn't work like that.
That classic is Berbatov. We had here. Do you remember that point? If someone couldn't do what he did, didn't get the ball exactly to that point he wanted, he'd certainly let everyone know in the stadium, and it was
Well, I did. What was I doing? I was doing something with. It was Rodney Marsh's. Had a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, and I was there with him and talking to him, and he was talking about because he was a fantastic footballer. You know that. The lack of quality from players around him, and if the ball wasn't right to his feet, he would give him a lambasting.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's told me personally. So it must be true. He told a few stories that I can't tell. But another fascinating person.
Were you ever on the receiving end then of a Johnny Haynes lambasting?
Sometimes he would. Yeah.
Would you ever dare answer back at all?
Maybe not verbally, but he would look at you, and you would know.
Yeah, he's not angry. He's just disappointed.
You know that you're not. So next time you tried a little bit harder. But you would never reach the standard that Johnny Haynes was at because he was absolutely one of the best.
So you would have played because you were quite utility, weren't you? But you would have played in midfield at times with Johnny. Yeah, so you would have been in that central midfield place with Johnny.
Yeah, with Johnny in midfield.
So you would have been next to each other, like running things.
Yeah, so I could hear everything he was saying.
Oh, good.
To other players, not to me.
Yeah.
No, he was good player, but a fantastic player, like Muller's Alan Mullery.
Yeah.
Alan. Another fantastic player, and he was same ilk really. He didn't like people making mistakes, but it can't be. It's not a perfect game, is it? Football. It's a game of mistakes, they say, don't they?
Right.
Yeah. If you don't make mistakes, you're going to go down that end and score, and then you could go back that end and score because there's no mistakes. It's a game of mistakes.
Yeah.
The one who makes the least mistakes will probably end up on top.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's fascinating.
Can I ask because loads of people always talk about what struck me about Fulham when I was young coming to Fulham is it looked like you could sense the history in Craven Cottage. So I had the sensation as a young person, and still do, that Craven Cottage, I could imagine what it looked like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, because it still looks roughly similar. And even though now we've got that massive new stand in the Riverside and that kind of thing.
When the television's on, you can always see that
exactly.
The gates,
And every time I'm watching a game and it comes on, I said, it's still the same. It's still the same.
So do you have that? Do you have a memory when you're looking at Craven Cottage?
Yeah, of course I do.
Because
I look at and see, especially that Fulham.
At the Johnny Haynes stand, what is it? What was
Is
the
it Johnny
Stevenage?
Haynes?
It's now it's Johnny Haynes stand, but it would have been the Stevenage,
So it wasn't named after me then, no.
There's still time. There's still
I'll
time.
give him that one then.
Did you guys get changed in the cottage still? Was the Craven Cottage itself? Was that a dressing room?
Yeah. And then walk out and through and into the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, they come out in the corner now. Is the dressing room
Yeah, you
still?
come-
Yeah, still in the corner. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the dressing room used to be under the cottage.
Yeah.
And I suppose because you spent a lot of the time training there as well, you probably had a even closer sort of affiliation with it. To some of the players now when they're training here week in week out, they are literally only really there on match days. Did you? I suppose there was a different. It felt a bit more, even more comfortable. I suppose.
Yeah, because we were all together. I don't know whether, like when it was at City, the first team would have the home dressing room and the reserves would be training in the other visitors. I think here it was. I think we were all together.
With the away team as well.
Sorry,
Is that what you mean with the away team?
No. I'm talking about.
Oh right.
On training days.
Oh right. Yeah.
The first team would have the facilities of the home dressing room.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
And the others would have the facilities of the away dressing room. So you were separated to that extent. But I didn't feel that with Fulham. I think we were all more or less together in the same dressing room.
That's nice.
Yeah. So nobody could talk about you from in the reserves.
In the same room.
Yeah.
And you could really hear through those walls as well. I can't imagine it's as fancy as it is now. They've done it up. It's pretty.
Yes, I'd love to come back to Craven Cottage. Well,
you're coming, aren't you?
I am coming back. Apparently, I've been invited to come back for the City game. Which
We got a big one.
Which is I'm looking forward to. So maybe I can get to have a look at the old stamping ground.
100%, and I can imagine it looks very, very different to what you'll remember for sure.
Yeah.
And that you mentioned the City game. It's a perfect reason to talk a little bit about that because obviously first black player as well for Manchester City.
City and Fulham.
First for Fulham, it's such a big deal. So to get you down there,
and arguably the first for Aston Villa, but they won't admit it.
Oh really?
what's the reasoning behind that? If you don't mind me asking.
It might be deep, but I left Aston Villa under a cloud. They released me because of apparently a blood disorder.
Oh.
Okay.
When I was 19, I just got into the team, came back for the medical the following year, and they decided that I'd got a blood disorder, and they said they couldn't take a risk of me playing.
Wow.
So I was released.
Wow, and City didn't think that you did.
Well, the story is I went home to my home in Oxfordshire, and a friend of mine persuaded me to go and have a week's check at the John Radcliffe in Oxford. I was in there for a week, and at the end of the week they said absolutely nothing wrong with you, no reason.
Oh, that's weird. Then,
So
did you go back to?
So then I in the meantime, the manager of Aston Villa, Joe Mercer, had been relieved of his duties, and he took up the job at City.
No.
So I wrote a little note to Joe to say that I've been through this, and I've got this note saying I'm perfectly. Can I come up for a trial? And he said, "Come up by all means. You have a month." So I did that, and after a couple of weeks, I played in the first team.
Whoa!
So the month's trial went out the window, and I signed a contract for them. So that's why I'm eternally grateful for Manchester City taking me back.
Yeah.
Or even for your friend, because if your friend hadn't said go and get that test, you'd have never had that career.
I know. I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have. I would
really?
Just accepted it. Mm.
Oh my!
So that's why I'm a little bit annoyed with Aston Villa. I shouldn't be really, because it led to me coming to City and Fulham. So
Yeah.
they're good result there.
Yeah.
But
Very.
yeah, but Aston Villa. I don't look for their result as much as I look for Fulham.
That's what we wanted here. That's what we were really fishing for. Absolutely. Well, like I say, what's really nice, and it's leading to you as well. You know, you're coming to the game and receiving a Forever Fulham award, and which I think is what's really nice is to do that. Obviously at the Cottage, and you know, a place you know so well, in front of the Fulham fans, but to do it in front of the Manchester City fans as well, it's going to be a really beautiful moment. It's not much that can unite both sets of fans at a game, but something like that.
I won't get booed by one set and cheered by another.
I think it'll be one of the very rare occasions where you won't, mate.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it. Really, my family. I think some of my family are coming up as well, so they'll be really enjoying it. So. Looking forward to
That's really special. Just to rewind back, like just out of interest, how did you get into? Did you always have a love for football? What was the genesis of you playing professional football?
Well, I come from a little village in Oxfordshire, a population of about 400.
400
village in Oxfordshire. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the nearest people got to aspiring to be footballers in my village was. Listening to the football results on a Saturday night for doing the pools. I think that's as close that they got to. But fortunately, my family were football mad. I have two elder brothers who played just amateur, but they were decent players. They played for the village football team, which was about 100 yards down the road.
Nice.
My dad was the caretaker. He cut the grass and painted the lines and put the nets up. So I was always down at the football field, kicking the ball about. And that was in me from this side.
Earliest memories, yeah.
I've never wanted to do anything else, and fortunately, my dreams came true.
Were you obviously gifted?
A little bit gifted. I think
people say he's good.
Yeah, you can't make a footballer.
Yeah,
you can. It has to be a gift given.
Yeah.
And then people will help you extend your qualities.
It's interesting because very often with sports people you hear that they had older siblings that they had to sort of reach and compete with and they were younger. Do you think that was competing with older brothers in some way?
It may have been, because my brother, my next brother, he's 4 years older than me. He played for Oxford County as a boy, and I used to go and watch him play for the county.
Right.
And I thought, I want to do that one.
Yeah.
And you're right. I did... they were inspiring for me.
Were they supportive? Was there a bit of jealousy at all? Were they?
No.
Oh, that's nice.
No. Couldn't have been more supportive. They didn't get, when I broke into the first teams at clubs, they didn't get the chance to come and see me as often as I would have liked. But they do know that I did well in a game, and they were very proud of me.
Very proud.
And the village people, when I go back from time to time, they all think, you did okay, didn't you?
So at that time, when you were from a village of 400 playing for Man City, that must have been a really big deal at that time. And everybody did.
Yeah.
Crazy.
During those days, you didn't get the football on the television.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
you got the radio commentary probably once every blue moon.
Yeah.
So you didn't get the coverage. I didn't get the coverage.
Yeah.
And people say to me, "Did you really play football? I never seen you on the television."
Oh no, you can't find footage. Yeah.
No, if you had done it, it'd have been black and white, or So
yeah.
There wasn't a coverage in those days, so it wasn't so widespread. So, but I say people in my village, they still remember where I came from and what I've achieved.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
And was there many obstacles as well for yourself? Being a young black boy as well, trying to make it in football.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was something I had to overcome from an early age. I mean, I was up against it from so high, but I never seemed to get to me. I was always fortunately able to handle situations when it came up. When it's school, there was never a day go by without you were called something or
Really?
But yeah. Growing up through school, maybe that hardened me to the fact that when I did come into football and got some abuse, it was just nothing to me. I was
bounced off you.
Bounced off.
Would the abuse come from terraces or dressing rooms or everything?
No. Mainly from on the pitch.
Really?
Mainly from on the pitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People ask me now about the same question, but I'm reluctant to discuss people's names. I wouldn't do, because some of them now are not here to defend themselves. But some really, really top internationals have been quite abusive. And funny, no, I nearly said the name then. No.
We can always beep it out.
Oh right, no, I'm not going to mention his name because or their names because it was something I just dealt with. I found that because I was the type of player who they call it in the program, it's tough tackling Stan Horne midfield, you know. So that was me. I didn't think I was that tough tackling, but I enjoyed, you know, getting into people and sometimes a little bit too harshly, and that's when I would get the abuse.
Right,
and
right.
It wouldn't detract from my game. It inspired me.
And did you find with time, you know, post retirement, you know, ever sort of seeing maybe some of these players again, there was ever acknowledgement of
no,
never.
No.
Did you see some of these players again?
I got one letter of apology from one player.
Really?
In all that time, one letter. But I didn't expect an apology, really.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes people say things in the heat of the moment. In fact, Joe Mercer would always give me the advice. You know, they're just trying to get under your skin to try and you know, make you make mistakes and stuff like that. But it didn't work like that. And Joe said, just, you know, he said. I don't know whether you know Joe Mercer as a player, but he had legs like wouldn't stop a pig in a passage. He was very bow-legged.
Okay.
And he say that's how they used to get at Joe. That's how they used to get at Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything to aggravate your opponent.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's how you cope with it mentally is how you get by.
And was there any way you could go, or was there anyone that had, you know, going through a similar experience at other clubs that you were able to talk to or anything like that?
No, you just had to get on with it the best you could. I found that anyway. Nobody ever spoke to me about after a game when I'd been abused. Well, what about that? No, nobody discussed it. Not at all. And I wouldn't bring it up because I thought best forget about it because it's something that's going to happen and you just got to deal with it.
It's interesting because nowadays, in the last decades, it's been a very well discussed topic that we're all trying to battle with.
Yeah.
But at the time, you was probably going through that completely on your own, really, just sort of processing.
Yeah. And I don't know, in those days, I don't know, I'm saying I could probably count on one hand how many black players there were playing when I was playing.
Yeah.
So you'd never come across another black player probably once or twice a season.
Yeah.
I don't know how they reacted. There were a couple at West Ham, I think, and maybe one at Leeds that I can remember. Apart from that, I can't remember any other black players or players of colour.
What's interesting is you know, nowadays it's, you know, the issue tends to be more kind of from small numbers of fans, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and even you know, to this day, a couple of players, you know, of ours in you know, recently, you know, Bassi is a perfect example of someone that's faced it recently. You know, what's your thoughts on how far we've come and how far maybe we've got to go with it?
Well, it's come a long way since the days of the so we were talking about it the other day at the Tony Book do that I went to about it, and because some of the players played in the 70s and 80s, and it was the time when they were throwing bananas and stuff on the pitch, you know. I think we've come a long way since then, but it's still got a long way to go before it's totally clear. And I don't know whether it ever will be, because it's just a natural instinct for someone to try and latch on to something different about another person, to try and upset their rhythm.
Or even think about Saka's penalty misses and those kind of
That's
things.
right.
That's
right. Yeah. A black player misses a penalty, so they're on. And that's another thing. In my day, there were no Twitter and social media. Thank God. Now, someone makes a mistake on the television, and their phone is humming, isn't it, with abuse. And how the hell they cope with that, I don't know. I wouldn't like to. I was sometimes, if I'd had a bad game on a Saturday, I was reluctant to read the paper on a Monday. So
yeah. Just to guess fair.
But that wasn't very often, mind you.
No, quite right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Unless Johnny Haynes said it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Unless Johnny Haynes had said it.
Did you keep anything? Did you keep any Fulham shirts or anything? Did you get?
I didn't get. I never.
gear?
No.
Like
There was
nothing like that?
nothing. There was no shirt swapping in my day.
Right.
It's thrown into a pile and washed for the next game.
So there's no sort of personal memorabilia
No, I think
from
I've
that
got a
time?
badge. I've got a Fulham badge that I've got from somewhere. So I've
Right.
still got a Fulham badge and some bits and pieces. But yeah.
And
I would have liked to have had a shirt. I'm maybe try and get a signed shirt from this.
From City and Fulham, that's a
Yeah.
lovely thing to do, isn't it?
When I
City
come
and
up.
Fulham
Yeah,
players,
yeah.
that'd be
That would
fantastic.
be fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Because then you got an award for when City beat Busby's United, retrospectively, wasn't it? You got a medal.
I got a medal. I got a medal for winning the first division.
Yeah,
Retrospectively.
yeah.
After like 50 years, was it? 50
Was it?
years, yeah. They decided, like, in my day, medals were like gold dust. They were like the 11 players, virtually the same team, and maybe 2 spare, and that was it. That was the medal allocation. But some years later, I think Tottenham were the first ones to start it by a fella called, was it Ross? He delved into it and got the FA to award medals to people who had played a certain amount of games
Yeah,
in that team.
yeah, right. So, yeah.
So I think 3 of the Tottenham players in for the 1961 League Championship, they got medals given to them. Can't remember who they were. Tony Markey was one. Can't remember the other 2. So City latched onto this and made their inquiries, and they decided that they should award medals to four other players that played. I was one of them. That was 2 or 3 years ago. That was awarded. Now they invited us all down to the ground, and the families and really treated us well. We were on the pitch, got the medals, so it was fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, 50 years late, but never mind. It was just as welcoming.
You mentioned as well captaining Fulham. How soon into playing Fulham did that come
Very
about,
soon.
and how did that feel as well?
Very soon,
to be asked to captain.
Yeah. I think I probably played, because when I joined Fulham, I think we were like second bottom, adrift points wise, no chance really of staying up. But I didn't mind that because I was going to be playing regular football.
Yeah,
and so that was fine. What was the question?
How did it feel to be asked to captain?
Yeah, after about 3 games. After about 3 games, Bill came to me and he said, because after I played 3 games, I think he saw the type of person I was on the field. Not demonstrative, but helpful to players who were doing something that I thought that was wrong. They may have thought that I was doing wrong, but I used to tell, and I think Bill, the manager, saw something in me that he liked. So he said, I'd like you to be captain. I think it was after 3 games. So, yes, please. And that...
Did that rub anyone up the wrong way? Just thinking, because you've just come... No. Just being asked to be captain after only 3 games, so you're coming in with some really established players.
Well,
how did they react to that?
The ship was like a rudderless ship.
Right.
We were second bottom of the league. I think they were looking to anybody who would give a lift.
Yeah.
Say we were adrift. And actually, for a while, we got out of trouble. We won a few games, and everything was looking good. We might avoid relegation, but then it lapsed into the old ways, and we lost. I think we lost a couple of crucial games at home, and that put us back in the relegation. And then we couldn't get out of it after that. So we were resigned to being relegated. That was difficult. I've never played in a relegated team before.
Oh, really? Welcome to Fulham.
No, but the good thing is we soon got back up. Again.
Yeah.
I think maybe the year after that we finished runners up to Preston. That was a anti-climax if ever there was one, because we were playing Preston on the last game of the season. All we had to do was not lose, get a draw, and we'd won the league.
Yeah.
You know what happened, don't you?
Clearly, yeah.
You know what happened. We got.
That's a shame.
I'm not going to tell you, do I?
No, that's fine. We get it.
What a downer that was. So we finished runners up and got promoted. So that was the upside.
Subdued celebrations after maybe
Subdued.
the party
very,
wasn't
very
quite kicking
subdued,
off.
Yeah, very
that's a shame.
subdued. I think people just drifted off into various parts of London. drowning in sorrow.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
You shouldn't have allowed it as captain. We're partying is what we're going to do.
That's
Come
right.
on.
I should have, shouldn't I?
Yeah, come on.
I do remember
Everyone,
getting
Richmond
up,
Park
I do
right
remember
now.
Getting up, there were 2 or 3 of us got somewhere, and I do remember getting up and singing, maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Well, I'm not a Londoner, am I? But,
No,
you know,
yeah.
people started to join in, and we were happy at the end of the night, but we didn't get we got promotion, but we didn't win the league, which was nice. We didn't get anything for coming runners up.
Oh, really?
Oh, you think there'd be something, some sort of medal or something?
So maybe we start a campaign right now. Let's get retrospectively.
that
Let's
medal.
see. Come on.
I want the medal.
That would be good. That would be good.
You left Fulham in 73, if memory serves me,
73,
and with the Fulham Cup final team is in 75. Right. So you must have been a lot of that personnel you would have known that were in the 1975 Cup final. You wouldn't have played with Bobby Moore, but you did play in the last.
I know. Yeah, I played with all those that played in the Cup final. This is my bone of contention. I left City the year after they won the FA Cup. I left Fulham the year after they won the FA Cup. I don't know whether a reflection on me or.
There's no medal for that either, is there? No. Yeah. If I leave, you'll win a cup. Well, yeah.
Fortunately, when I joined Chester after Fulham, they got nowhere near winning the FA Cup.
Yeah. So you broke the curse.
Really
great. Well, one of them I think is a real character who's here a lot at the Cottage. Les Strong as well. I think
Les Strong, does he still come down?
He does. Yeah. What do you have any memories of? Because he was a bit of a character, I suppose. Still is a bit of a character, but
I probably remember him differently than he is today. I don't know. Les. People I remember more were the people I used to socialise with. Right. I believe John Richardson's died. He died young, didn't he, John Richardson?
Right, yeah. What about George Cohen? Because you played in George.
I played with George, yeah. It was towards the end of his career, and George's legs were going a little bit. So he wasn't a player. Obviously, he was when he played in the World Cup. Yeah. But he knew. I think he did a bit of coaching while I was playing when he'd finished, and. He knew the game. Yeah. He could tell you what to do, but he couldn't actually do it at the end. So it was a shame. But who else? What was the team? I was looking through the team the other for when I joined.
Peter Mellor, great goal.
He's a Manchester lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Peter, yeah.
He lives in America actually.
Does he? Yeah. Steve Earle, he's in America, I believe. Isn't he?
Right. Okay.
Vic Hallam scored the winning goal for Sunderland when they beat Leeds in the cup cup final against Leeds.
Yeah.
When Montgomery played.
John Mitchell in the team when you.
John Mitchell, the centre forward, he played in the cup final, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, John was a young lad just coming through, and I think he got his chance.
Yeah.
A lot of the season that I was because Alex Stock had taken over then, didn't he?
Right. Yeah.
Alex Stock had taken over from Bill Dodgin there. Well, Alex Stock.
Go down memory lane.
Yeah, we're right.
Do you keep like up to date with Fulham and City?
I like to
modern ways.
I like to look at anything that crops up with Fulham. I like to know. Yeah. Going back to Alex Stock, when he was appointed, regimental sergeant major, you couldn't
really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first day we were down training, he had us all lined up on the pitch, and a barber. Hairdresser to cut everybody's hair. I've got a picture of it at home. It's all lined up to have a haircut because Les Strong was when he had hair down.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He had to get his hair cut.
Like joining the army.
Had short back and sides. Well, I think mine was short at the time. Anyway, I had to get mine cut even though it didn't need it.
So you sat in a row waiting for the same barber to go down the line.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. That must be a great photo.
Now? You imagine telling someone now that you've got to get your hair cut.
Yeah.
But he was, in other ways, he was very strict. Like, absolutely different to Bill Dodgin. Bill Dodgin, after he came back from playing a game, he would say, go and have a drink, lads. Forget about getting beat 4-0 at Bristol Rovers.
Yeah.
Go and have a drink and go see him Monday morning.
Yeah.
Stock,
my sort of man.
Alex Stock would say, you're in here, you're in Monday morning. We're going to do some training because that wasn't good enough. Horses for courses.
Yeah. Which managers did you prefer?
I like the
what
ones.
style?
I like the ones who used to put an arm around you and say,
Yeah.
"Come on, we know you didn't mean that mistake."
Yeah.
We're, and that was the type of player that Les Barrett needed, manager that Les Barrett.
Yeah, sure.
If you shout at Les, he would curl up in a ball and die.
Yeah.
He needed the arm around his shoulder and say, next time you take him on, you take the mickey out of him.
Great.
Yeah.
It's tricky, isn't it? Now, man, you got to that balancing act of getting the right tone with the dressing.
Well, that's what makes management in football is the most important thing.
Couldn't agree more.
Because they can all play, can't they? They don't play 50 or 60 million pounds for someone and they can't play football.
Yeah.
So what they need is the way to the way to go. Bit of advice for when you need it.
Yeah.
What do you make of Marco Silva,
Manager?
the Fulham manager at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's well sought after, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams would like him.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. No one wants him. No.
Yeah.
No, you've got
Try and keep
you've
him
got a
out of
gem there. That's going to be the problem, keeping hold of him.
Exactly.
So don't have too successful a season.
We're trying our best. We will try our best.
Don't you worry about
Don't
that.
don't go winning anything, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Or else you'll end up getting
Burgled like
you might
Palace
get
and
an Nottingham
Brentford.
Forest job.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's got that
Postecoglou, yeah.
That's going to be chaos.
It is,
It will be absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Well, this is all stuff we won't be able to put on the official Fulham podcast.
No.
The
No. Cut.
There'll be a few little bits, but
Stan, I know
great.
that everyone's going to be really looking forward to seeing you, man, at Fulham City. I think that's going to be a really magical,
wonderful
moment, and enjoy the Cottage and seeing it again. I hope it brings back memories and
Yeah.
Thank you for.
We'll try and line up a haircut for your pitch side as well.
Right.
I'll bring some scissors. Just try and bring you back. Yeah.
No, it's been brilliant talking to you, and
it's been wonderful.
really enjoyed it.
Come on, Fulham. Yeah. Thank you so much to Stan Horne, looking unbelievable in his blue suit. A true captain of Fulham and a Fulham captain forever. We'll see him at Fulham City at the Cottage later in the year, and we'll see you next time. Come on, Fulham.
Come on, Fulham.